This video is made for adult collectors because when I was trying to take this photo right here, Jetfire's leg snapped in half. That's wonderful. I find it funny how the Age of the Primes wave we got, like the deluxes were all red and then smokescreen. But here for Studio Series, the Voyagers are all purple. Same with the leader. Everything's purple. And he still sucks. This Studio Series wave hasn't been the most interesting, if I'm honest. To me, it's been a lot of rehashes and redecos or package refreshes and Astro Train. Next wave has a lot of new in it. I'm looking forward to all that. But here, lots of redecos. However, these are some nice ass redecos. Shockwave and Skywarp are both redeco Voyagers, are both purple and both start with S. That's kind of funny. I'm just gonna get right into it. I love the way this Shockwave looks. They redid all of the panels to be more smooth and less greebly to match the new-ish style of Studio Series 86, and this shade of purple they used is so nice. It's such a lush? That's the word. It's such a lush, there we go, and elegant shade that gleams in the light and looks imposing. The light gray really works here too. Usually I don't like this color, but with this purple, it works. And the pink hands and the pink gun, which, fun fact, the hinges in the legs are gang molded to the hands because they share the same color. I was like, why are they pink when I was transforming it for the first time, and then I realized they come off the same sprue. Oh, and the light piping. Oh man, the light piping catches any form of light and just shoots it straight into your retinas, and now he's staring into your soul. I love the clear plastic chest with all the nice metallic pinkish purple detail behind it, and the backpack rests quite well back here. It sticks out, but it doesn't look bad in the slightest because, well, that's just Shockwave. He also comes with a small him, like a little version of himself. Haha, funny playing with himself joke. Oh no, it fell off. And then Skywarp flies into the scene. God, that was cringy. I'm never doing that again. Anyways, here's the idiot. Purple idiot. He looks great. Again, this mold is nice, so I like it in pretty much any deco, but I think this might be a wee bit better than the Thundercracker deco. Not saying that the Thundercracker looks bad by any means, I just think these colors suit this mold better. The black kind of hides the fact that there is a little bit less detail over the Earthrise one, so it looks a wee less plain than Thundercracker did. It's not fully black either. It's like they mixed a tiny bit of brown or something into it. It's hard to describe, but it's not fully black. It's something else, but I still like it. The leg bits can still come off and go on the back if you want that completely optional parts forming but smooth look. On this deco though, I kind of prefer them on the back of the wings. Not only does it differentiate him from Thundercracker, but it cleans things up just a little bit. Both of these figures feel pretty solid. Plastic is fine. On Skywarp, it feels a tad bit worse. Not like it's bad or anything, it's just Shockwave's plastic feels so much better. Probably because he has less moving parts so they can put more money into his plastic or something, I don't know. It's really cool how the Siege Shockwave mold still holds up. There's no signs of degradation on my copy at all, and this mold is, what, 7 years old now and has been reused how many times? I was gonna put him in the chair because I thought Shockwave would look cool in the chair, but he doesn't fit. He doesn't hit the ground. However, he's got enough heels that he can just sit by himself. He doesn't need a chair. That is extremely well balanced. What? There's nothing here. That's really cool. I wasn't expecting to like this figure this much, but it's going to be my definitive Shockwave, because I was debating getting the dramatic capture one, but this works well enough for me. Both of them are killers in their articulation. Shockwave's head is on a ball joint, but it's kind of limited because of the hinge section back there. Not to mention the ears are painted, so I'm kind of worried they might chip if I knock them too much. Skywarp's head is also on a ball joint, but he has this little extra plate underneath to allow for some slight extra movement. It's more for transformation, but it's nice to have. Shockwave has some excellent range in the shoulders with the normal universal joint, but also that extra shoulder part for transformation to get the arms to go all the way up. And then by contrast, Skywarp shoulders are a bit limited and not purple. Some people are upset that this is not purple because the cartoon model has them being purple, but the original toy didn't. So if you're okay with that look, then hey, there it is. Shockwave has a bicep swivel and elbow bend that just bends a touch over 90 degrees, and the hose doesn't really get in the way at all. And then there's a wrist swivel. Skywarp's arms are pretty much the same too. Shockwave's waist is normal, does all it needs to do, but Skywarp, his is neat because this design isn't easy to do a waist other than sometimes cutting the cockpit in half and making it look weird. But here they did like an L-shaped attachment that goes around the cockpit to attach the waist. It is limited because of all the jet bits back here, but I'm glad they actually put a waist joint on this thing. I will say though, my Skywarp's waist does unclip every once in a while. Thundercracker doesn't do that, but on this guy it does, and it's a wee bit annoying. Shockwave has uninhibited hips, so they can go literally wherever you want, which is nice. Skywarp's hips are a wee bit awkward because his hip skirt is one solid piece. They both have thigh swivels, I forgot to mention that. Shockwave has ratcheted knees. I don't get why. His knees click just like mine, but they can go 90 degrees. Same with Skywarp, but they aren't ratcheted, so he still has some years left in the knees, and both of them have slightly limited ankle tilts. Shockwave more so than Skywarp. All of the articulation is pretty standard for Voyagers. Skywarp I like posing around, but Shockwave, he just looks so good standing there. It's so intimidating, and the light piping works wonders. Oh my god. Definitely one of my favorite Shockwave figures they've ever done. Their transformations are the same as their previous incarnations. Nothing super fancy in Shockwave apart from his new function of combining with Bruticus, who isn't officially legally out there yet, so I can't show that to you yet because mine hasn't arrived because it doesn't actually release till like the end of May. Pain. And Skywarp becomes a plane. Yay. However, Skywarp getting the legs in I find is a little bit stiffer than Thundercrackers. Just getting everything pegged into place requires a bit more force. Shockwave does become the weird spaceship thing, but as Mark demonstrated on the reveal stream, you can just flip it over and yeah, now it's a laser gun. YouTube, this is fake. It's just a toy. It's not real. Don't worry. I will say in this mode, because of how most of the gray is now hidden, this shaded purple feels a bit too intense. It kind of swallows everything unless the room is really bright. I do love how they do the storage of the new gun. It slots right into the gap back here and fits so nice and snug, hiding away. Like it's flat, it's gone, it vanishes. Skywarp though, oh damn, this mold really shines in these colors, more so than Thundercracker to me. I love this like charcoaly black with the subtle hints of purple, and all of that really makes that orange cockpit pop so nicely at the front. And it's very solid too, nothing wants to come off, and it looks great even with the old 86 Starscream. I can't wait for that new one to come out so I can just have all three new ones. But both of them are pretty damn nice, and they're all around just great Voyagers. But if I had to pick a favorite out of the two, I think it would have to be Shockwave. That robot mode with these colors and how bright that eye is so nice. It would have been nifty if they gave us the armor in these colors, but I'm also okay with paying a few dollars less for a figure without all that stuff. Both are great though, and I highly recommend grabbing at least one. They're solid and sturdy Voyagers, and they're just cool. I think they're probably the best figures out of this wave of Studio Series, because Astrotrain sucks. Two other figures are just straight package refreshes. One's a redeco of an already okay-ish Seeker mold, and then Kranix. He's fine. But that's been my look at Shockwave and Skywarp. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.